Good morning, beautiful mastermind peeps. Welcome. Welcome to those of you that are joining the replay. Just hang tight with me for a minute until a few more people pop on. And then we'll jump right in on this last Monday of March 2023. All right, I see 3 of you here. Welcome. Go ahead and say hi in the comments. Hi, Wilkinson. Good morning, Soleil. Hi, Arnell. Good morning, Christopher. Hello, Doug. Hi, Jeff. Look at y'all here bright and early, right on time. I'm loving this. Good morning, Diane. Hello, Kathy. All right. Everybody begin to take your breath a little deeper into your body. And Jeff's already jumping in with his 2 words. Excellent. As you're feeling your body, just begin to check in with yourself. And as always, put those 2 words in. I don't want you to take this tool for granted. Don't just find 2 things and plop it in. Feel it. Connect with whatever it is that's happening in your external experience that's generating the emotional experience that you are identifying with 2 words right now. And as you find that, just pop it into the comments. It's 7:01. I'm going to hang out till 7:03. Let you do that. I'll get the pulse. Then I'm going to stop looking at the comments and I'm going to jump right in. Good morning, Michael. Hi, Justine. And as you're feeling into those 2 words that are describing what you're experiencing right now, just see if you can take your breath a little deeper into your body. And regardless of what those 2 words are, see if you can allow your body to just let go a little bit. Soften your shoulders. Notice your belly. Where are you holding tension in your body? On demand, you can just let it go. Just let that part of your body go. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Just seeing if there's a few more of you that want to pop it in there. Okay, at 7:03, I'm going to stop looking at the comments. I'm going to ask you to stop writing in the comments now and put all your focus on my words. Remembering that you are a walking radio tower. I'm transmitting, you're receiving. At the same time, I'm transmitting and you're receiving what I'm communicating. You're all transmitting to each other. You're transmitting your energy to this collective circle of our tribe. You're transmitting and receiving far beyond anything my words are saying, far beyond anything just your ears are hearing and interpreting through your current lens of experience that takes my words and makes meaning to you right where you are right now. You're receiving way more than that. And the more you begin to connect with your own energetic field, the more you begin to perceive what's being communicated beyond your 5 senses. So in the on the page where I set this up today, I wrote this, and I want to just read it, and then I'm going to springboard from there. So what I wrote is, what's in store is better than before. It's thrilling, it's terrifying, and it is right on time. What's unfolding on the world stage in the form of obstacles and the dismantle that we've been talking about, it's not a curse. It's a conduit for a strength that you did not know you have. Resistance is futile. So I'm just going to encourage you to let go into divine flow and stop swimming upstream. Stop. Just stop. Stop swimming upstream. I want to share something very particular with you, and then I want to give you a couple of thoughts to support how you can really utilize the energies that are unfolding on the world stage. I've been saying since 2019, and we've gone through 2020, and everything we've gone through that's landed you right where you are right now. And all of you are in this work with me at varying degrees of time and understanding and personal experience and personal transformation and personal breakthrough. You're all at different places. But what you've been hearing me say since January of 2023, what's important now is that last year, even if you weren't working with me, what was going on the world stage was preparing us for the obstacle course of what we're seeing unfold on the entire world stage. In a way, it was preparing us like athletes, building your inner strength, building your spiritual muscle, building your spiritual mindset to have obstacles show up on the course of the racetrack that we call your life, that you're running on. The obstacles that will show up, you've been being prepared, no matter how high or challenging those obstacles appear in the moment that you're challenged with them. You have been being prepared, I'll say all of your life, but in warp speed time since 2020 for this year, to surprise yourself at what you're capable of when the obstacles appear. I want you to let that land, tribe. I'm going to say that again because I want you to apply it to the obstacles that you're sensing or experiencing on the track of your life right now. You have been prepared in warp speed time, behind the scenes, even if you're not aware of it. Your soul, the energy of your soul has been preparing you to be able to tune into a frequency version of yourself that is going to surprise you at what you're capable of in overcoming the obstacles that are on your course right now and will be showing up the remainder of the year. Let that land. And notice where your thought went as I said that. Some of you are like, yeah, bring it. I see that. And some of you are like, oh shit, you just don't understand how hard my track is. You can keep clinging to that thought, or you can let go. It's a choice to cling to a thought. It's not a choice to have the thought that floats through your mind like a cloud. That is not a choice. You will never be in charge of what thought makes its way into your mind. And the more you keep judging yourself about a thought that's in your mind, the more you believe it reinforces the belief that you think you're in control of the thought that entered. You're not. You are in control of what you choose to do with any thought that shows up. That's awareness. You can't begin to change anything until you become aware of the thought and become conscious. And the way I've been saying it is until you become relentless with the way you choose to interact with the thought that floats through your mind. But here's what I want to share with you today. And Jeff in our tribe really gave me this gift. When I shared what I shared as an extra message on the mastermind page on Wednesday, that there was the flip of a switch, it triggered a response in Jeff, which was indicative of many of you. Oh, fuck, right? Because whatever's happening in your life, it's like, more. And what that did for me is it made me realize that I need to do a better job helping you move the needle a little bit from a different perspective. Because here's what happens to me. When I know that there's going to be a surge in the negative experience on the world stage, I don't default to fear. That doesn't make me better than you. It just makes me a little aware of my process that says, oh, I got to help you in your process a little better. I don't default to fear because I know, because of all the work that I've been doing for a long time, but particularly since 2020 and particularly since 2012 when I first became aware of the word ascension and that something powerful was happening on the planet, all that work. Now what I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, as sure as you're hearing my voice through your computer and looking at my face, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt when there's a surge in the negative experience on the world stage, there's a simultaneous surge from the inside out, empowering me to surprise myself on my abilities to interact with whatever shows up. That's my default. It wasn't always my default, and it's clearly not many of your defaults right now. And that doesn't make you wrong. It makes me more aware. I've got to help you move the needle to understand that you've heard me use this phrase. Prior to the shift of the radio station, that's the metaphor for the shift of the frequency that the planet is now tuned to, we were tuned to a frequency that was dominated in fear. That was the experience of that radio station. We took human form, came to the earth that was tuned to a radio station of fear that allowed the human experience of every non-physical drop of the infinite ocean of one. So the one said, I'm going to create an experience for myself to become drops that think they're leaving the one, take human form, and in that human form, my drop, my non-physical expression of the one non-physical energy, it's not human, is going to have human experiences on this frequency to begin to shift my awareness of myself. And after I have done that for a really long time on the planet, I'm going to change the radio station on the planet, and I'm going to create a different experience for myself where I'm allowing myself to have an experience that I've convinced myself in human form I'm separate from myself. I'm going to change the frequency so I can start to remember that I am the one, and change the whole experience of the species of humanity on the planet. And that's where we're at right now. And to do that, there is this new energy inside of you that is capable of making new conscious thought come into your human mind to help you navigate what you're looking at outside of you unfolding on the world stage. In human form, it is terrifying. We look at around us and the frickin' world is falling apart. It looks like it's going backwards, but the frequency of fear, the tuning to that frequency to sustain all the insanity of the human experience is going away. So as it's going away, the whole human experience is bringing up the most obvious expression of what that frequency was about. So it looks like it's getting worse because it's like the whole planet is gasping for air of that frequency to sustain what was, and it's unsustainable. But that's running in the background, the unconscious mind. The human experience has to have that gasping and that destruction and that dismantle for it to for the entire species to shift to what's available. It's 7:14. I'm going to go a couple minutes over. Hang with me. So here's what we were told in 2020. Before I say that, so all of us, based on our human experience from where we were born, the parents we had imprinting us and influencing us, the cities we lived in, the states we lived in, the countries we lived in, the schools we went to, all that external stimuli helped us form our belief about who we've been on a frequency tuned to fear. So we all developed what I've been calling a persona. So in human form, we would call it a personality, a way of being. But I call it a persona because it's contrary to our true soul's personality. Tuned to that frequency, we didn't have access to our true non-physical soul personality that lives a human experience very different than when we're tuned to a different frequency that's dominated by fear. So we all crafted a way of being to survive our life on that frequency based on everything external that shaped who we came to believe we are. And we developed patterns. Those patterns become addictions, whether they're substance addictions or emotional addictions. You could be a shit stirrer. In Operation Game Plan, I talked about 6 human needs. One of them is to feel significant. We can feel significant by stirring shit all over, starting fires in our life to get some kind of interaction with people, even though it's negative, to feel significant. And we don't even know we're doing that, but we develop that in our wounded third dimensional persona. And now we're addicted to the emotional rush to meet the human need of feeling significant. It can come out in negative ways. It can come out in positive ways. But these patterns of our wounded third dimensional persona are incompatible with the new frequency that's coming on. Now, as our personal lives become evident that we are all those addictions are imploding. All those addictions on the world stage are imploding. People's addiction to governments dominating the masses, it's imploding. It's no longer sustainable on the frequency we were once on. Your personal addictions to substance or emotional ways of being, it's no longer sustainable. Not because there's anything wrong with you, it's because the whole dang planet is turning to a new frequency. If you surrender to that, if you can surrender to that, if you can come to terms with that, if you can find a way, and I've given you a whole bunch of tools. Some of you are using them, some of you are not. I'm going to keep giving you a whole bunch more tools as we move through the year. But whatever it takes, that's my admonishment to you. Whatever it takes, make it your priority to come into some kind of practice, some kind of shift in your own life that helps you come to terms with the accurate information. The frequency is no longer in alignment to sustain who we were. Good, bad, or right, wrong, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's not sustainable. So any attachment we have, any argument we keep spinning in our mind for our own human limitation, or I don't want to let go of this. You can fight it all you want. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. And I'm receiving this message in my life, and I'm making the adjustments as well. But any limitation, any fight within ourselves to hold on to the limitation of who we used to be, it's futile. It's futile. And it's not a curse. It's the shaking of the globe. The snow globe I told you last week is the conduit for it's rattling a strength inside of you in your upgraded command center, making waves of frequency to come up into your conscious mind to help you loosen the grip on your attachment to a thought that wants to fight for that limitation. What's available, what's coming is so much better than what was. And what I want to encourage you today is to come into a place of gentleness with yourself, but become relentless with you coming to a point where you'll stop arguing to stay the same. Stop arguing to be in fear. Stop arguing that you're incapable of breaking those patterns. You are, because the frequency is shifting you out of alignment with what was able to sustain that. Your mind doesn't know that yet because it's not a mental process. It is an internal divine process. So one of the tools that we were given months ago was to sit in your stillness. It wasn't meditation. Meditation is such a challenge for the wounded mind, particularly shifting frequencies. But if you can get, I called it the statue game, right? You set your timer for 12 minutes. There was something magical about that 12 minutes. 12 minutes is a long time, so you don't have to start there. But if you can just begin to give yourself permission to develop a stillness practice, just set your timer for 3 minutes. Close your eyes and hold your body absolutely still. You're not meditating, so it doesn't matter if your mind goes apeshit crazy, batshit crazy with worry. You're shifting the pattern by letting it go batshit crazy by simply sitting in your stillness. It's in our stillness we begin to tune to the new frequency more deliberately and allow it's the stillness that allows the new information to come into our conscious mind. But when we're tuned to the fear, we're so busy running from that addiction that's going to get us or the trouble it's put us in, right? Whatever the pattern is in our life that has got us so frantic and maybe in a mess, we're running so hard from it. Or we're running so fast to try and clean it up, we're just up in our head using the imprints of the wounded third dimensional persona, and we're cutting off what wants to come up in newness. And that's what I want to point you toward today on the energy update this Saturday, and in the mastermind, I'm going to help you flush it out. But today, I just want to encourage you. Breathe. Give yourself time just to be still and stop running so hard for answers and solutions. They'll show up faster if you just turn the intensity down on the run and the fear. Be in your stillness so that energy that is ready to surprise you and bring thoughts into your mind you didn't even know was possible, and insight and clarity and possibility, you're going to receive accelerated advancement. But right now, the energies are really tumultuous. We're in static. So be loving and still, and you will be doing yourself a wonderful service. In that line, I'm going to encourage you, when we're running so fast and furious, our to-do list can get so overwhelming, and right now is not a time for an overwhelming to-do list. It's a time for less. It's a time to ask the question, what's really important now? Where do I really need to take care of something? And the rest between now and I'll say this coming weekend, it's about just taking a breath and letting the dust settle so this energy of encouragement and empowerment and capabilities that you do not yet know you are capable of to start to come to the surface as the dial keeps tuning to this frequency, moving out of this last shift of static that happened last week on the 23rd and moving into a stronger bandwidth of the stronger frequency. So be kind to yourself, beautiful soul. Give yourself some downtime. Give yourself some self-love. Give yourself some pampering. Stop running so fast and furious to fix things that you feel like you fucked up. It's okay. There's solutions coming forward from your upgraded command center that's going to bring you some